All right, so now we're going to go into my other list, and this one will be a quicker list. This is my top 20 house songs of 2020. I love house music, as you guys know. I love electronic music, but especially I love a lot of French house, bass house, pop house, progressive house, electro house, all of it. So tech house. So for anybody that knows what any of that means, if not, house music, 125 BPMs, jumping around. And that's the thing I miss. I miss concerts and all that stuff. So this has been kind of a weird year for house music because this music really thrives when you hear songs in a concert and you're like, damn, what is that song? And you go back and look it up and then you start listening to it when you're working out, when you're running. If you want to learn how to run, listen to this kind of music. That's all I have to say. And here's a little intro for you. If you never listened to house music before, here's a little intro. Here's 20 songs from 2020 you can listen to. Actually, it's more like 26 because I have some honorable mentions. And let's get into them. First honorable mention is Calibrator by Bellacore and Squad. This is actually from 2019. This would be my number one from 2019. I kept it in here because I listened to this song a lot in 2020. Especially, I heard it a few times in Mexico when I went there for spring break. And that was like the last concerts I've been to. So this song had a lasting impact. And yeah, it came out in 2019. That's why it's not officially on my list. But it would have been my number one this year. I absolutely love this song. If there's a song you want to choose, this is the one to choose. Then I also have Alive by Pax and Gorgon City. 2 a.m. by MK and Carla Monroe. Made in France, Blue Claire remix. Super dope. Check it out on SoundCloud. That's a SoundCloud one. I don't think that's on any of the other streaming services. So if you have SoundCloud, check that one out. It's a dope remix. Stand Up by AC Slater. Love that one. Oh Yes, Retrovision remix by Laidback Luke and Keanu Silva. And that's it. That's my honorable mentions. Now let's get into the top 20. I'll probably just list a few of these, and then as I get deeper into the list, I'll start to do some explanations. We'll go as we see it. Number 20, House Arrest by Sophie Tucker and Gorgon City. Really catchy vocals on here, and I love the heavy bass drop on here. It really works well. Really good one. Then Bring Oh Boy at number 19. Bring Oh Boy by the Cat Dealers and Swanky Tunes. Really heavy bass on this drop. I was a big fan of this one. I think I heard Cascade use this song at EDC Vegas live stream. So check that one out. I Remember at number 18 by Chris Lake. I Remember is the name of the song. Super good vocals on here. I love the funky production on this and the heavy bass that you get too at times. Really dope track from Chris Lake. I've been a big fan of his for a while, and this was a good one. I'm Gone by Joyride, which came off his album from this year, which almost made my top 10 list. It was very close to being an honorable mention too. And number 16, Escape Plan by Cave Studio. This is a duo that I found. They're kind of under the radar. Really dope duo. They made a lot of good tracks this year, but Escape Plan was probably my favorite of theirs. Then at 15, we have Don't Stop by Komi, Kohmi. Excuse my pronunciation. I'm not going to get all these right, but I'll tag a bunch of these people. Don't Stop, really dope track. This was from Confession. So this was a song that I found on one of those compilation projects from Confession. I was like, yo, this beat is off the hook. The drop is super tight. Definitely really funky and weird. But that's kind of what I like in my house. I like a lot of crazy, wacky production. Then Lawrence Fishborn by Jesus, Jzus, number 14. Really, really, really cool, funky, jazzy production. Really dope house song. I had a lot of fun with this one when it came out, I think earlier in the year. I think I may have DJ'd with this one, if I can remember. Then number 13, we have More Life by Torn Foot. Really, really, really cool. I love that. And then it goes into the heavy bass. Really, really big fan of that. I like this track a lot. I think it came out a couple months ago. I don't know. But yeah, check it out. Torn Foot, one to look out for. Then at number 12, Bounce by Eisenberg, Foundry, and Supervision. I really like Eisenberg. If you want to look for another low-key house artist, that'd be Eisenberg. This one, man, the bass on this is bass house out the wazoo, man. The slap that this song has, you could run for 6 miles straight with this song on. At like 90 miles an hour, I'll tell you what. Number 11, we have Tornado by Vocoder and Sam Supplier. This was released on the Catch and Release label from Fisher. That's where I found this. But I actually heard this song played at Lollapalooza in 2019 before it was released, obviously later this year. But I heard this song and I was like, this is off the hook. What is this song? And tried to Shazam it, didn't come up. Yeah, you want to hear about skill? Try Shazamming a song with thousands of people around you. Now we're in the top 10. Wow, that was pretty quick. I flew through those pretty quick. Let's get into the top 10. Number 10, Danger by Shipwreck. Shipwreck has been a duo that I saw. They played at Columbus at Midway when I was, I think, a junior in college, if I remember. And I am a big fan of these guys. These guys are making some of the most energetic, fun house music of the past couple of years. I mean, I've been a big fan of Shipwreck, and their project that came out this year was really good. I suggest checking it out. But Danger is my favorite track on there. The bass on this is heavy as hell. I love the vocals, the hook, I guess you would call it, is really catchy. Yeah, dope house track. Super heavy on the bass too. I'm a big fan of that. So yeah, Danger. Shipwreck is killing it right now. Number 9, No Time by Good Times Ahead, GTA, and Will K. Yeah, GTA has been around for a while. They've been, or Good Times Ahead, I guess now what they're called, because yeah, GTA is like Grand Theft Auto and whatever. But yeah, Good Times Ahead, Will K. Will K is actually a house producer that's been kind of on the come up. He made a song called Peanut Butter last year that I thought was really fun. So I'm glad to see him finally getting some work with some big names like GTA. So that's dope. And I loved this track. The production on here, the way the vocals are overlaid with the bass, it works so well. Number 8, Raindrops by Zookeeper and Carla Monroe. Really good mixture of pop and bass house music. Really, really good stuff. Zookeeper has been killing it over the past year, making some really fun pop house mixed with bass house. I mean, really good stuff from Zookeeper. He's been killing it in the remix game as well. So, yeah, Raindrops was definitely my favorite release from him this year. Really heavy bass. But at the same time has some good catchy vocals. So I think this kind of could fit as like a good hybrid, but for people that like more pop music, but also like, the heavy bass house music that I like. So yeah, definitely a good spot there. Number 8. Number 7 is Freaks by Fisher. Yeah, you knew Fisher was going to have to be on this list. I love Fisher. I've seen Fisher 2 or 3 times now, if I can remember. Yeah, 3 times now. Once at Lollapalooza, I saw him in Vegas, and I saw him in Columbus. So, yeah, I've seen Fisher around, and he's a lot of fun. He has a lot of energy. And Freaks is a really heavy house banger, just straight house. And that's what you're going to get with Fisher. He's just about as textbook house as you can get. And, he does it really well. And he always has very clean bass that hits hard, and it's fun. And, I love the shoes come off and the freaks come out. Yeah. Really good stuff. Fun house. Number 6, we have Coming Home by A-Track and Ferric Dawn. I mean, really one of the coolest samples of the year. I mean, this is a sample that actually Harry Fraud used on the Marina, as I talked about that album a little bit earlier when talking about the albums. But yeah, this sample we've heard before, but using it in a house setting worked so well, and I love that. Yeah, really dope melody, really fun. I was bumming this heavy in like the summertime. Great summertime house song. Yeah, I'm a really, really big fan of this one, and I love when house producers could take these kind of jazzy, funky songs that came from times before and make them into something new. So A-Track is, a legend of the game. It's been around for a long time. And to make a fun house song like this, really, really good stuff. Number 5 on my list was a song that I absolutely had no idea would be this high on my list, but it is because of how much I played it. And that'd be You'll Be There by Drinks on Me. Drinks on Me is he's a producer that and a DJ that I've been really riding the bandwagon of this year for sure. He makes a lot of really low key, but also bouncy house music, and it's not too heavy, so that's what I kind of like about it. It you can get away with playing it with people and they won't be like, wow, why is this so loud? It's very calming, but also groovy production on here. So You'll Be There, and Drinks on Me has had a lot of really good songs this year. He's really kind of come on the scene, in my opinion. He has a really good song with Blue Claire out as well. I would recommend that. That one should have been on this list probably. But You'll Be There by Drinks on Me, super great vocals, and that drop is my favorite of the year from Drinks on Me. So keep it up, man. You're killing it. Number 4, Don't Start Now, Kung's remix by Dua Lipa. So a pop song that was remixed into a more of a house, piano house production. And then, like I said, I love piano house as well. That's another one to add to the list. And this is one that I absolutely love. And Kung's, for me, they kind of had a really popular remix come out a couple of years ago that dun 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 dun. So I forget what that song's called, but it was all over commercials and stuff. So they kind of came on the scene and did a really good remix of a really catchy Dua Lipa song. So I played this one a lot in the summer, and I love the way that the vocals are sampled on the build up. It works so well and really hits hard, and that drop really works. So shout out to Kungs, they're killing it. Number 3 on my list, Love Like That by Cascade and Danny Poppet. Wow. Cascade killed it with this track. One of my favorite singles of the year, period. I love the vocals on here. The hook is super catchy. And I love the piano that is used on the drop. And it's very simple, this song. And sometimes simple is best because, Cascade really lets the vocals of Danny Poppet speak for themselves and kind of layers it with a little bit of bass that really kind of picks up on the drop. And then you get obviously great piano throughout and a really catchy piano melody, like I mentioned. So really, really into this one. I was bumping this heavy in Mexico, heavy in late February. And that's the thing. A lot of these songs that are higher up on the list came out earlier in the year. And I think that's because vibes were a lot better during those times than obviously now. But, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, great song. And Cascade, who knew Cascade would, because I'm not the biggest Cascade fan in the world, but man, that really great track. But I do love Cascade, don't get me wrong, but I didn't think a Cascade song would be this high on my list in 2020, but shout out to Cascade. Number two on my list is Nightcrawler by Duke Dumont and Say Lulu. Holy crap, what a fun pop house song by Duke Dumont. I mean, he killed Ocean Drive, which was an incredibly popular song, I think a couple of years ago. And then his album came out this year, and this song is on it, Nightcrawler, and super, super good pop house. I mean, really more on the pop side, I would say, but super catchy, super fun, and not too, but it isn't. I would say it's probably the least house song on this list, which is strange because it is number 2. But it definitely has a lot of that house production. It definitely has the BPMs. It definitely has the hard bass. But yeah, I love the vocals on here so much, and the hook is super catchy. Very, very big fan of this one. I was bumping this a lot. And then number 1 on my list is All on Me by Chami and Zoo. I talked about this earlier, but I love this track. This is my favorite house song of the year, in my opinion. And I think it's because I heard this song in February when I saw Chami. I'll put some of the B-roll up here from the video I took, but I saw Chami in February, and it was a really, really great concert, especially looking back now because it was one of the last concerts I went to. And it was, kind of him promoting this new album, Year Zero, that came out. And he played this song, All on Me, and I saw it. And as soon as I heard it, I'm like, this is the Chami and Zoo song that we had been hearing about, because the two had teased about working together and doing music. And obviously they had the Hard Summer set in 2019, which was incredible. So I was like, I need to see these two do a song together. And they and Chami had hinted on social media that he was going to collaborate with Zoo. And I'm glad they finally did this because I love both these artists to death. I think they're both so good, and the production on here is so heavy. And I love the contrast with the hard bass, and then it gets into that dun 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 dun, like so good, so good. And it's so layered and dense. And I remember hearing this song in concert, and I was like, yo, this is off the hook. So I recorded it, and I was like, what is this song? Like, it must be an ID, and it was. And here, you know, in late October, it finally comes out, and I was like, yo, this is just how I remembered it. Because I remember listening to it over and over again, like when I recorded it, and I was like, this song is so good. Like, I was like, I can't wait for it to come out. And it finally came out, and it delivered. It was great. So, yeah, I love this song. I love everything from the production to the vocals to the hook. Everything's so catchy, and it's everything I wanted from a Chami and Zeus song. So it had to make my number one. Because of the hype I had around it, I was so excited for this to come out. And now that it is out, it's great. And Rebirth was another one I was thinking about putting on this list. But again, that one, I had already kind of put Nightcrawler on this list, and I was like, that one's not really a house track either. And Monsignor was another one I was going to put on, but you know, this one was at number one. And there was a bunch of other singles that I wanted to put on, and there's a lot of songs on this Chami album that I could have thrown on this list, but I was like, I might as well pick one because there's so many other singles from lesser known artists that I think deserve a little bit more attention than Chami because he's at number one, and I've already talked about the album, so yeah. But that's my 20 house songs of 2020. I don't know if I'll do this again. If I get enough views, if people care. If not, I don't know. I like talking about house music. It's a genre that doesn't get a lot of love on YouTube and on the internet, I think. So, and definitely not in podcasts. So I'm kind of tapping into some uncharted waters. I don't know. If you guys like it, let me know. If you don't, you know, don't let me know. Or do. I don't care.